Are you a teacher or a trainer or anyone that has used PowerPoint slides to teach and train someone on a subject? What if I told you that by the end of this video, I'll show you how to take those PowerPoints and transfer them into a faceless YouTube channel to reach a huge audience? We're going to do that using a tool called the iSpring Suite, which is a great online course creation tool, but it's also a great content creation tool. And in this video, I'll show you how easy it is to take your existing PowerPoints or to create new PowerPoints, make them exciting and dynamic, and then turn them into a YouTube video that you can post and reach a wide audience with. If you're not already familiar with iSpring Suite, I'll put a link down below and it'll take you to their website where you can get a free trial version so you can practice everything. And I also have a number of videos on iSpring. I'll link those below as well. Let's go take a look at how we can make a presentation into a faceless YouTube video using iSpring. I've opened up a PowerPoint presentation on a very exciting subject, unlocking the power of data to drive business success. I find this to be very exciting, and maybe I want to create a video and I want to share it on YouTube so other people can be excited. But they're not going to be very excited if this is my slide deck. If I just go through and have a slide deck where I go through one slide after the other without any interesting visuals or any way to engage my audience. This is where iSpring can be very helpful, because when I install iSpring, it puts a menu item into PowerPoint that gives me access to the iSpring Suite tools. And there are a lot of tools. Like I said earlier, I do have some other videos on iSpring here where we go into more depth, but some of the things that I might want to do is use slide templates in order to create more visual appeal with the slides, in order to make them more engaging with my audience. And a good example of this would be for this particular topic on data. I might want something that's business oriented, or I might want something that is futuristic. So I could say, for example, this template here, I can go in and see the different slide layouts with the different well-designed and well-organized slides that I can use. And I'll use this template in order to create some more visual appeal. I can also add some people. If I'm going to create a faceless YouTube channel, that doesn't mean that there's no faces or people in it. I can use characters provided by the iSpring Suite in order to add some visual appeal and put some people into my presentation as I'm narrating it and creating the faceless YouTube video. This will make it exciting and engaging because there'll be people that the audience recognizes. There could be business people in there, there could be students in there, whatever's appropriate to my presentation. The nice thing about the iSpring Suite is there is a lot of characters to choose from. I can either do photos or I can do illustrations. I can do both, one or the other. I'll do photos. I can choose men or women. So for example, let's say I would like to choose a lady to be in my slide decks here. You can even have animals, dogs and cats. I can choose an age range in here. I can choose the type of clothing that they're wearing. I can choose ethnicity if I'd like. So there's a lot that I can do to really have a variety of people in my slides. So for example, if I was to choose Adele here, what I'd be able to do is then choose the pose for her and an emotion for her. And look how extensive this is. It's a huge number of poses and a huge number of emotions that I can put in here. And if I'd like, I can go in, this is Adele who's an employee, I can actually go in and choose, for example, a approving gesture, and you can see here that, she's approving with a smile. I have a lot of options, and I could add her to the slides. I could then go in and set up different backgrounds for my slides. So we'll go into backgrounds. This is where I could have an office space, or I could have a medical facility or an industrial setting. So there's many different backgrounds. Once again, I can choose photos or illustrations depending on the type of slide that I'm trying to create. So I'll go in and do a photo. There's even 3D objects in here. And I can go in and let's say I want an office in here. You can see I have a number of different workspaces that I can choose, and workplace objects as well. And I can go in and choose objects and icons. The point being is that within this content library, I can really make this slide deck a lot more exciting, and I could end up with a slide deck that will engage my audience like this. So now I've gone through, I've used the slide templates, I've gone through and made sure that the information is presented in a more exciting and engaging way. I've added people into the slides. I've gone in and created variety within the people that I've added in the slides. I have some backgrounds and some spaces in the slides. Slide layout is very nice. And you can see that I've now taken that rather boring slide deck and I've turned it into something much more engaging. But now what I'm going to do is create content out of this slide deck. I could continue to develop this slide deck, add different elements, quizzes and activities, and turn this into a full course. And maybe I will. But for now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take this slide deck and I'd like to narrate over the slide deck and then turn that into a YouTube video. Maybe I don't want to show my face because I don't have a camera available to me, or maybe I don't have good lighting, whatever the case may be. One of the things you want to have though is you want to have a good audio mic in order to get the best quality audio that you can. So this here is a Blue Yeti, so I'll put a link down below. This is a really nice USB attached mic. The other options that you might have would be a headset microphone or anything that has nice audio, because I'm going to narrate over this slide deck and then turn that into the YouTube video. So in order to do the audio, if I go into record audio, it's going to give me the ability to walk through the slide deck and record audio for each slide as I go through. As I record the audio for each slide, I can then go back and edit it, and then I'll be able to turn this into that YouTube video. So I click on record audio. That will start the slide deck. So I'll grab record audio. That will start the slideshow, and I'll be able to start narrating audio over the slides as they come up. You can see here the first slide comes up, a little audio recording box will pop up, and I'll have some choices here. When I go into the options here, I'll be able to choose what audio microphone I'd like to use. So you can see here I have a number of microphones attached to my system, but I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to use my Yeti microphone, and I'm not going to do any video recording, but you can see as I speak, I can talk to the Yeti microphone. I can set it up. It takes just a few moments to make sure that it's crisp and clear audio. So I'll go in here and make sure I choose my Yeti microphone. You can see I have a lot of different microphones just because I do YouTube videos, but you'll only have one or two maybe. And then this one here would be a desktop microphone, and we'll start setting it up. It'll ask me to read a little script here, so I've got it here in front of me, and I'll start. Matilda is a very fluffy cat. She has a black back, white belly and tail. She has a black snout with long white whiskers. Her eyes are light green, but they turn yellow in bright sunlight. She has big black ears and small pink nose. So now I've gone through and I've set up my microphone, and it's ready to use. You'll only need to do that once. And now I've got my audio recording here, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to begin recording these slides. We'll start the recording, and I could do just one slide or all the slides, but I'm going to go through and do each of the slides. Welcome to Unlocking the Power of Data, Driving Business Success. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can use data in order to... I went through my presentation one slide at a time and spoke to each slide as I went through, as if I was presenting to an audience in a classroom or a training session, and it's captured my audio for each slide. I can go into my Manage Narration option here in iSpring, and this will give me an entire environment where I can re-record the audio for a specific slide. I can listen to the audio for slides. I can make sure that everything is synchronized. There are a lot of options here. You can see that all of my slides will appear down the side. I will be able to go in and see all of the narration divided slide by slide. The time that each slide spends on the screen will be determined by how much I recorded for each slide. So if I was on one slide for a longer period of time, that audio will extend the time that that slide is shown. I can go in and I could re-record audio. I'll put the playhead at the beginning here, and I'll play the audio.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Unlocking the Power of Data, Driving Business Success. In this video, we're going to look at some...
So you can see that I can review my audio, make sure that I like my audio. If I'd like, I can re-record the audio, so you can record more audio. I can synchronize it, so if I have existing narration and I want to make sure that the slides are the right length, they're showing the right amount for the audio that I have, I can synchronize them. I can record video, so I could go back and record video on top of the slides if I decide not to go with a purely faceless channel. I could do all sorts of things to modify the slides as I would with PowerPoint. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to save and close this. And now I'm going to have a narrated slide deck that's going to go through. I could have had animations as I went along. There's all sorts of things that I can do to make this an exciting video for YouTube. So I've gone in and I've saved it. And now what I can do is I can go in and I can preview it as if it was a course, but I can publish it. So I can actually publish. Now it's going to be like a course, but what I can do is I can publish it to YouTube. So when I go in to publish, what I have is a number of different options of the destination for where I would like to publish this. And this is now content that I've created that I can go in and I can put out to a YouTube channel. So I can sign into my YouTube account and I can upload this to my YouTube channel. I've connected it to my YouTube channel. I can give it a name, so Unlocking the Power of Data, and I'll give it a better name than that. I'll say Unlocking the Power of Data. That's good enough for what I'm doing now. I can put in a description, overview of data in business. I can choose the category, the YouTube category. So in this case here, it might be education. And I'm going to go ahead and make this unlisted. I haven't done enough work on this to put it on my main channel as a public video. I want to have it unlisted because I might want to go into YouTube, clean it up a little bit more. And I can go in and you can see here, we'll publish this. And now I'm going to have a video on top of YouTube here. It'll go through and it'll play back the presentation that I created. And now publishing's complete. I can go to YouTube and I can actually play the video because it's been published to YouTube. Now, sometimes YouTube takes a little while to process the video, so we'll go in and I'll wait until the video is finished to be finished processing, but it'll be here and it'll be available for me in a moment.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Unlocking
And here it is.
Data, Driving Business Success. In this video, we're going to look at some of the...
Now, I'm going to mute it, but you can see that it's now created a video. It's playing, my narration is playing at the same time. I now have a YouTube video where I have a nice engaging video. I'm talking over the video as it's playing, and this is a great way to take a lot of the PowerPoints that I may have already created for in-class or in-person teaching and turn them into presentations very quickly that can be put onto YouTube in order to reach a wider audience or even to support students in my classroom. The narration is occurring here. I just got it muted.
It doesn't really have value.
So you can see that this is my slide deck as a YouTube video. iSpring makes it so easy to take your existing PowerPoint presentations and turn them into beautiful YouTube videos to reach a huge audience. One thing that I might do is I might spend a little more time adjusting the audio on my Yeti, or maybe even going to a headset microphone setup in order to improve my audio for the videos. But the visuals through iSpring are beautiful and exciting and engaging. I would download a copy of iSpring for yourself to try this out. You can visit the link down below, visit iSpring, grab a copy, install it, and start playing around yourself with taking all of your PowerPoints, of which you probably have many, and turning them into YouTube videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video where we'll do even more.